What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to Bananas Epic Gaming, and today is another ranking video for the Bananas Epic Gaming. And today we're going to be ranking seasons 1 through 8 of Arrow. Arrow, man. Started in 2012 and is ending this year. The final season will be on this list because it is part of the Crisis of Infinite Earths storyline that the CW is doing, along with the Flash and Legends and Supergirl and Batwoman. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button, tap the little bell on the YouTube app so you guys never miss an upload. And let's talk about the first season. That's number 8 in last place, and this should come to no surprise to anybody. It is Arrow season number 4. So the reason why Arrow season number 4 is so high on this list, there's so many reasons. One, spoiler alert right now about this season, a major character death happened and they killed off the Black Canary, aka Laurel Lance from Earth 1. The main villain was Damien Dark. He was teased in the previous season, season 3, when Oliver faced Ra's al Ghul, and they gave Damien Dark superpowers, magical powers. Okay. Then Felicity was awful this season. I felt Felicity was on the verge of being annoying because I didn't mind her that much. I mean, Emily Bennett is a attractive actress. She's pretty nice. She's loyal and hardworking, and she's on Broadway now, so she won't be in the final season. I think the reason why Felicity was so bad this season because she was poorly written, and they handled Oliver and Laurel awful. The Felicity, spoiler alert, she was in a wheelchair because she got shot up in a limo. There's tons and tons more why this season was so bad. They used the same fight scene choreographing in the big finale. This season was awful. There's no good positives to the season. The crossover was pretty good. That's the only thing that I liked in this season. I liked the first couple of episodes, but other than that, this season is awful. I dread watching the season again. When I binge through them or if I'm bored, I would not watch this. Now on to the next season. And that season is Arrow season number 6 is my second least favorite season, and I'll tell you why right now. So it felt like this season was kind of a letdown, because the previous season was a huge step forward after the train wreck of season 4, but it basically felt like a civil war. This was their answer to the MCU civil war in my take. Spoiler alert from here on out. Samantha, William's mother. William is Oliver's son. He didn't know about. She dies, and the big death at the end of the season is a death that nobody saw coming unless you were active on social media, and this person said that he's leaving the show, and that was Quentin Lance, the Black Canary, aka Laurel and Sarah Lance, their father. They died, and this felt kind of repetitive because they tried to introduce OG Team Arrow, which is Oliver, Felicity, and Diggle, against the new members, Curtis, Renee, and Dinah. And the villains were, oh god, I couldn't wait for this person to die, and it took almost a season and a half. He's a season in the later villain. He's a villain in the later season. And that is Ricardo Diaz, the Dragon. That brought the villain hype down a little, because Prometheus was amazing. Everybody thought it was Tommy. The crossover for this season was really good. You had the Barry and Iris wedding. Some people were upset that you had the Felicity and Oliver wedding, but I honestly didn't care. I knew it was going to happen. I'd rather happen in a throwaway scene. Because some say, oh, they're not legally married because Diggle can marry them. Then that means Barry and Iris aren't legally married. Now on to the next season. And that next season is season 7 of Arrow. Arrow season 7 is the latest season that's out on Netflix and all streaming devices to watch. Season 8 comes on in a couple weeks. The reason why season 7 is so low is because the villain. Spoiler alert from here on out. The villains are Ricardo Diaz, again, Dante, and Oliver's half-sister. Okay? This is the first season without flashbacks, but you have flash forwards, because I think they're going to do a spin-off with the future Team Arrow, and that's Renee's daughter, John Diggle Jr., aka Connor Hawk, who is Bronze Tiger's son. I think he's going to die in Crisis in Infinite Earths. And spoiler alert, but Felicity and Oliver have a baby at the end of the season, and they name her Mia. And she will be the face and focal point of that season going forward. Or this show going forward. This season was up and down for me. This season also, the crossover introduced Batwoman and Gotham. After teasing it for years and years and years, we finally got it. Season 7 is a good season, but I just didn't like the villains. It felt a little too mushed together. Oliver made a deal. We don't find out what that deal is until the finale. Spoiler alert for season 6, but Oliver goes to prison at the end of that one. And he's in prison for a few episodes in the season, and then he gets out of prison. He works for the CCPD. They know his identity now. Yeah, season 7 is good, but it's not my favorite. Now on to the next season. And that next season is going to be Arrow season number 3. And I'll tell you why right now.
And then, nearly half a century later, I stumbled upon this man again. He was withered, broken, dying. You see, a magician can cheat many things, except one. I was your horseman. But I spared the man. This was you. You know, I figured. But I spared.
So this season, the main villain is Ra's al Ghul. That's the Batman villain. The main Batman villain, in case you didn't know. And this season also led into the worst season in my book. That was season 4 with Damien Dark. You had some key points of this season. I'm not going to give a lot away because this is a good season. You had Oliver versus Ra's al Ghul. And spoiler alert right now, you had Sarah Lance, aka the Black Canary, aka the White Canary on Legends of Tomorrow. She dies and you find out who her killer is. This season is also the debut of the Flash as the Flash. The Atom is here. I know some of you are probably saying, but Jordan, the Flash, Barry Allen was in season 2. Yes, he was, but when he got struck by lightning, that led into his TV show when he woke up. And I'm pretty sure, if my memory is correct, we didn't see him again on Arrow until season 3. You had the battle with Ra's and Oliver. Spoiler alert again, you had Ra's al Ghul killing Thea Queen, Oliver's baby sister. You have Roy Harper still here. You have John Diggle, Spartan. You had Felicity, aka Overwatch. You had Nyssa al Ghul. People love Nyssa in this series. I personally think she's hilarious, especially with the whole my husband angle whenever she's talking to Felicity. If you watch the show, you get it. And then you had the big, huge reveal that Roy Harper took the blame, saying that he was the Green Arrow when Oliver Queen got arrested for the first time. Oliver Queen got arrested as the Green Arrow in season 3. Because he's been arrested, taken in custody a few times. Is this season worth a watch? Yes, it is. But other than that, and Malcolm Merlyn, this is just a good season. They were at their high end this season. And Katana's in here. Her and her husband are duking it out. This is one of my favorite seasons, but I haven't watched it in a long time because I don't feel the need to. Now on to the next season. Alright, now the next season might cause a little bit of controversy because it is the season that started it all. And that is Arrow, season number 1. Why is the first season right here and not near the top 3? I'll tell you why right now. Okay, so to make this short and sweet, this season is nostalgic. You meet Oliver Queen, you meet John Diggle, you meet Mrs. Queen, you meet Walter, you meet Felicity, Thea, Roy Harper, spoiler alert, Slade Wilson, Shadow, the person that trains Oliver. And you see Oliver's journey from the time he was on the island throughout the season. It starts from here, and it goes all the way through multiple seasons. And the main villain of this season is the Dark Archer. I'm not going to say who else is in this season, the villain-wise, because you should go watch this season. Because there are some big name DC characters. There's a couple on there. And you meet his best friend Tommy. So many people. This is a great season. It's only this high up on the list because the last death scene in the finale is hard to watch, and I can't watch the show and stop without knowing what happens and finishing the entire season. Now on to the next season. Now the next season is going to cause controversy, and that is Arrow Season 8, the final season. This is going to be leading into Crisis on Infinite Earths. I believe every single episode is going to have to do with Crisis. With the trailers that we've seen, all the set photos that we've seen, I believe that Oliver is going to go to different Earths and get people that he knows that he can count on, that he needs, like, spoiler alert, from the past seasons, the people that have died, like Tommy, Adrian Chase, to name 2 people. Maybe no Laurel Lance, maybe his father. And we know that Oliver dies, because it's out there, it's been known. If you didn't know that, I'm sorry, but Oliver gives his life to save the universe, so we think. My money is he dies. And his daughter, Mir Queen Smoke, that was revealed, but you kind of could tell that she was his daughter, is going to get a spin-off series. And Stephen Amell recently shared a quote, a line of dialogue, and it got some people talking. It's from 802, and it says, because if I'm wrong, Some people are saying that reminds them of Thor from Infinity War, when Thor said, because if I'm wrong, what more can I lose? This season is gonna destroy everybody, make them cry, laugh, and when it ends, the show, the start of this amazing universe, is over, and that's it. And it will always be the Arrowverse. It's not going to be the Flashverse or the Supergirlverse or the Batwomanverse or any of that. This will always be the Arrowverse. And thank you, Stephen Amell and crew, for bringing us 8 amazing seasons. All the hard work you do. Thank you. I'm an up-and-coming actor myself. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts. We love everything you've done, and we can't wait to see what you can do. Nobody would be able to play Oliver Queen like you did. Now on to the next season. And that season is Arrow season number 5. This season, wow. I'm going to explain why right now. So not to give too much away, because this season is one of the best seasons in my mind. The main villain of the season is Prometheus. Prometheus, spoiler alert, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you didn't skip, it's on you. Prometheus is Adrian Chase. Adrian Chase is or was the district attorney because Laurel Lance from Earth 1 was killed in the previous season by Damien Dark. And Prometheus, he wanted to push Oliver, and he wanted Oliver to admit that he loves killing. Short story. We meet Wild Dog, aka Renee. We have Curtis, Mr. Terrific. I don't remember if he was in the previous season. No, he was not in the previous season. So we meet him. We meet Diana Drake, who becomes the Black Canary, which some people were upset about that, because that was supposed to be her granddaughter or daughter. I forgot what my friend Nikki said she was supposed to be. And you meet Artemis. Artemis was played by the actress who was Paige in Teen Wolf. And you meet the Vigilante. This season is just an amazing season. If you have not seen this season and you just skipped over it because you didn't like season 4, or you stopped watching because season 4 ruined this show for you, do yourself a favor and watch this season. I was trying to guess who Prometheus was the whole season. I was dead sent and hellbent saying it is Tommy Merlin, because Barry created Flashpoint. Flashpoint screwed everything up, so Tommy never died. But obviously, it wasn't him. It was Adrian Chase. And this season is also special because this season holds the 100th episode, and that is in the crossover where they face the Dominators, the aliens. If you haven't seen the season, like I said, do yourself a favor and go see it. The Queen is kind of still in it. You have Felicity still, you have John Diggle, you have Black Siren, who is Laurel Lance from Earth 2, and you have William's mom. William's mom, some of you probably wondering, where is she? Why isn't she in the new seasons? Well, William's mom died in the last episode, but it wasn't announced she was dead until the new season. She died during the explosion on Lian-Yu, because, if my memory is correct, Prometheus took William to Lian-Yu to get Oliver to come to Lian-Yu so he could fight Oliver and he could break Oliver even more. Because he wants Oliver to admit that he loves killing, and he did. He did make Oliver admit that. But Prometheus wasn't expecting Diggle, Terrific, Dinah, Renee, Deathstroke, Captain Boomerang, Thea, and Malcolm Merlin all to be there, and they all had a huge epic fight along with Quentin Lance. There was one moment where Oliver almost snapped his neck, in the fight, and everybody that he loves and everybody that loves him that were in that vicinity, in that area, were coming up, and he let him go. And that's all I'm going to say about this season. This season is too good to spoil. Do yourself a favor and go watch this season on Netflix. Or if you have it on Blu-ray and DVD and you haven't watched it for some reason, watch this season. And now on to my favorite season of Arrow. And this comes to the surprise of nobody. My favorite season of Arrow is season number 2. Season number 2 was such a great season. And I'm going to tell you why season number 2 is my favorite right now. Okay, spoiler alert for season number 2 of Arrow. If you have not seen it, go watch it. It is arguably one of the best superhero TV show seasons I've ever seen. So season number 2 of Arrow, the main villain is Deathstroke, aka Slade Wilson. He was in season number 1 kind of, but he wasn't Deathstroke like he is in this season. We find out that Sarah Lance, Laura Lance's sister, Laura Lance is the Black Canary. She becomes a Black Canary in later seasons, is alive. She was training with Nyssa Al Ghul, and she was in the League of Assassins, and she is the Canary, wearing all black, so the Black Canary. Malcolm Merlyn in this season returns from the dead because he supposedly died in season 1. We first get introduced to the amazing Grant Gustin, who plays your favorite speedster and my favorite speedster, Barry Allen. He isn't the Flash yet, but he gets struck by lightning, or we hear about him getting struck by lightning. I don't remember if they actually showed me getting struck by lightning in this season. I'm like 100%, like 95% positive that they did. And he wakes up later on. We don't see him again until the next season, I believe. He's in a few episodes this season, and great casting. Grant Gustin is a great Flash. Oliver first puts on the mask for the first time because Barry Allen says that he should wear a mask. And there, from that moment on, he became the Green Arrow. You didn't have that nasty little face paint where you could tell that it's Oliver Queen. But now that he has a mask on, because once you wear a mask, your identity is better hidden, even if the mask is only covering your eyes. The heir to the demon appears, and that is Nyssa Al Ghul, because he's looking for her love, Sarah. The Suicide Squad is also in this season, and you get a little glimpse of Harley Quinn. She's in there for like 5 seconds. Deadshot is in this season, and the original Team Arrow is in the season. The original Team Arrow is Felicity, John, and Oliver. They don't add more people until later on, but Roy Harper is kind of on Team Arrow. Roy Harper is Arsenal, and Speedy, Oliver's sister, Thea Queen. Love her to death. Love that casting. Willa is an amazing actress and one of the biggest sweethearts I've heard from people that met her at Comic-Con. Laura Lance learns that Oliver is the Green Arrow in this season. Moira, Oliver's mom, sacrifices herself to save her children, and that was sad. It's not as sad as the Allison death in my mind, because I didn't like Moira Queen because I felt she was kind of two-faced and shady. Felicity Smoke cures Slade Wilson, because Slade Wilson, I forgot what was wrong with him, but she helps him. And Slade had a plan to kill Oliver's true love because Oliver let Shadow die. Shadow was somebody that Oliver met on Purgatory, the Purgatory Island, and he took Laura Lance, but Oliver told Felicity that if he wanted to kill the person I loved, he took the wrong person, and that's when the Felicity love story really began. Oliver becomes a hero, the hero that we all need in this season. There was so much more. There was no crossover this season and then season 1 because Arrow was the only show going on at the time. But man, Arrow season 2 is arguably one of the best superhero shows that I've seen. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and go see it. And that's it. What do you think of my countdown? Season number 2 is it the best, or is season number 1 the best? I think season number 2 is the best. Let me know down in the comments below. Okay, I know I left a lot of stuff out, but I don't want to spoil anything else for you guys because this season is that good. I want to thank you guys for joining me for this countdown. Please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and tap the little bell on the YouTube app so you guys never miss an upload. And now the next couple of videos that we're going to be doing are going to be the Supergirl reaction. I was going to mix them up, Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow, but I can easily do a quick Supergirl because there's only like 4 seasons. There's like 4 or 5 Legends. Batwoman, I'm just going to talk about that in the Supergirl one. Then I believe I have the Legacies, Vampire Diaries, and the Originals. I'm mixing those 3 up for a big video. And that will be released around Halloween. So, thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.